Hello, beautiful people. Like, share, and subscribe. So, how many of you watched the Davido and Chioma wedding? Well, I want to say congratulations in advance to them and happy life and prosperity to them because it was a beautiful event. But there were some things I noticed that shows that no matter how much you have in Nigeria, Nigeria will always be Nigeria. I still remember one incident when a black American came to Nigeria and she said there's no fine places to take picture. Some people started attacking her. But many people didn't understand that maybe she was in the mainland part of Lagos and which is majorly the large area. And if you look at how the place is disorganized, just like almost every other Nigerian city, you would kind of tend to agree with her that there's almost no beautiful place to snap pictures in Nigeria, bar one or two places. So I want to say some things I noticed about the wedding. These are just my critical thinking, not a criticism of the wedding, but just that no matter how much you have in Nigeria, Nigeria will always happen to anything. So what I noticed was, I just want to give you instances, and you will see why I'm saying this thing. It just belies how the country is run down and every other thing. So the first thing, I think two major things or three major things was what I noticed. So the entrance of the wedding, look at the fence. I thank God that I was looking through the comment section and I see somebody pointed at it. A place where a billionaire, because Davido, I'm sure he has a lot of money and his parents are rich. Look at the fence of the environment to the entrance of the place. I think I saw it when P Square they were entering, and I'm like, look at Spirogera growing. And I said, come on, in other countries, if Davido was to host that wedding in South Africa or in Cape Town, you will see how pristine the environment will be. It shows you that no matter how much you have in Nigeria, money cannot buy a quality place. Because I'm sure it was not Davido that planned the wedding. But it just showing you that no matter how much you have in Nigeria, no matter if you have all the billions or trillions, the country is so dysfunctional that everything, you can never see a large section area of the country, let's say 50% of or 60% of any city in Nigeria having proper structures. And this thing I'm telling you will not understand. So the Nigerian government needs to work, seriously. Our cities are just slums, as far as I'm concerned. You understand? And secondly, what else I noticed? These are not just major criticisms. These are just things that, despite how affluent the wedding is, you can see the Nigerian face showing in the wedding. Secondly, the hall. And I'm like wondering, come on, is it that the town planners, the wedding planners didn't know that there would be a large gathering there? Why such a small hall? The place was choked up. I'm telling you, if they hosted that wedding in any other African country, and even if they had those number of people, you will see that the settings will be different. That's what I'm saying. No matter how much you have in Nigeria will always happen to you or whatever situation you involve. This is not just a criticism of Nigeria. This is a criticism for our leaders to wake up and start doing the right things. I know some of you might don't pay attention to details, but I'm this type of person that I believe that our leadership should start paying attention to details. The hall was too choked up and everything. Go and look at weddings of billionaires of in other countries. I'm telling you, look at there was this Indian guy that did wedding. In that kind of wedding Davido did, they were supposed to do it on a grass lawn. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking of a setting. It's not even supposed to be in a hall. It's supposed to be in a grass lawn with proper interlocking. The grass all level. I don't know whether you understand the settings I'm having in mind, so that no matter how the crowd is, it will accommodate. Because that day it was not raining. Do you understand what I'm saying? The world-class canopy and the environment looks even. They could even choose a day that is not sunny. I'm just giving you how. No matter how you have money in Nigeria always happens to every situation. You understand? So these are just some of the things I know. And I noticed again that day that the video was doing the wedding, it was the talk of everything in Nigeria. It goes to show you that Nigeria is actually in the wrong direction. Let me point it out. Look at the Black American community. Their major role models are entertainers. And when you have entertainers as role models, major role models, because in Nigeria the major people, the international export that we have so far now is just Wizkid. It's not even oil, it's Wizkid, Davido and Burna Boy. So if your major role models are entertainer, it doesn't grow the country subconsciously. Imagine if you have tech experts as your role models, big business merchants as role model, big engineers like somebody like Elon Musk as your big role models. It will translate in the economic situation. It goes to show you how the economic situation of the country is. But in a country where your role models are just entertainment, it shows that the poverty level in the country is not making people to think outside the box. I don't know how to put this thing to you, but these are just some of my observations, not criticism of the wedding, but it's just that the Nigerian situation always happens. Let me tell you, you see, even the environment I was saying, I was shocked one day. I never knew because I've never been to America, even though I've traveled around. And I saw that in America, you can't park your cars on the lawn. On your own lawn, no, that you can't park your car. Everything is fine. Your grass is overgrown, fine. The fine doesn't need to be big. But by the time those niggling things, you pack sand on the road when you're building your house, fine. By the time they do it, people will stop doing this behavior. You don't even need to come and start fighting the person. You just come, you place the fine, give the reason why this thing. By the time next thing you go to court, if the person doesn't want to pay the fine, it doesn't need that the fine must be paid that day. No. You don't paint your house, fine. You understand what I'm saying? Your house, the spirogel is going over. You don't plaster your fence. Fine. In our house, we didn't even plaster our fence. But because of the way the country is run down, like my father used to say, most individuals don't actually have business buying house, building house because it's stressful. You just need to buy and upgrade it. Do you understand? But the Nigerian situation keeps happening. But many people don't even understand this thing. That's why the government is so confused. They don't even know that food security is more important. They don't even know how to tackle the harder. The president's afraid. Oh, let me not touch the herdsmen. Let me tell you, if I was president, by now the forest guy would have been all over the bush. They would have stopped open grazing. Anybody that wants to go and die, let him go and die. That's how you know leaders. You must take bold decisions. Not just remove fuel subsidy, then the money for subsidy people are chowing it. Say people should suffer. So these are just some of how the Nigerian situation happens to everything. In Nigeria, you can have all the money. Don't pray you don't have any emergency. You will die. You would look at Pope Junior. If Pope Junior was many other countries, he would have survived. You understand? So these are things we are saying our leaders should do. Country that even look at the guy that collapsed in the National Assembly the other day. Is it not customs guy? Somebody mentioned this stuff that the guy didn't have it. Maybe they don't even have a defibrillator. That's in the pump so that it will pump your chest. Maybe they didn't even buy it because they don't even know the importance. They don't know that thing could be the difference between that guy's life and death. So Nigeria keeps happening repeatedly. Some of you think maybe the reason why you don't have a job is spiritual stuff. No, it's not spiritual stuff. It's because there's no jobs. And because the Nigerian government have failed over the years, you think it's one Satan that is worried. No. That's why you see a Nigerian, he might not have a job all his life in Nigeria. Immediately he goes outside of Nigeria, he will have a job. Or you're in Nigeria, you're praying every time. When you go outside, you stop praying. Because those things, light, wood and water, it's natural. You understand? So, this is how the Nigerian situation keeps happening in every aspect. And no Nigerian government has been able to take the bull by the horn. Both the governors, like I always mention, even though I support P2B, I don't think any governor in Nigeria has worked 50%. I'm still saying it. When you see a governor, you see it. Healthcare, food will be cheap in the state. Other people will be crying. Healthcare, food, primary healthcare center, free medicine, roads, world class like 10 Million Bridge, the surface, no open drainage. You understand? The environment, sports centers, greenery, encouraging people to do greenery. We should scrap the state governorship system. Anyway, this is just my few points. I know some of you will disagree. Our architecture in Nigeria is very poor, but many of you don't know. A lot of things are just wrong, but we just keep on. I don't know how to put it. Let me know your thoughts. So I know you will disagree or agree, but this is not criticism of the wedding. Just little details of how Nigeria will always affect something, no matter how much you have. The Nigerian government needs to wake up. Many states don't even have their roads demarcated with paint. Sometimes the paint will be peeling. They don't know that it's a continuous thing. You will go and repaint it. I don't know what the quality of paint they use. Everything is just in shambles. Let me know your thoughts.